I arrived at the airport and boarded the flight smoothly with a fake passport. After completing the procedures, I immediately went to an internet cafe to urge them to pay the remaining $80 million. I reminded them repeatedly that the payment had to be completed within 24 hours. That night I flew back to Spain. When I walked out of the airport, I was empty-handed with no luggage. The sniper rifle that had been with me for many years was already left behind on the conveyor belt. This time, I decided to quit and return to my family. However, reality never goes according to plan. The woman I had been coordinating the business with immediately contacted the behind-the-scenes financier ready to settle the payment. But she was just an intermediary. The decision-makers were always the old foxes behind the scenes. The mission was complete. They had no intention of paying. Not only was my final payment withheld, but they also refused to pay the intermediary's commission. They instructed her to keep the intermediary calm while sending people to clean up the scene. Zena sensed something was wrong. Instead of going back to her room, she hid in the hotel lobby to observe the situation. They made an excuse about delivering the money to her room. The woman deliberately said she was in her room. Soon, she noticed something unusual. Without hesitation, she left the hotel. The moment the assassin entered the room, he drew his gun, but the room was already empty. Meanwhile, Bianca was watching my wife. A taxi pulled up, but it wasn't me who got out. It was my wife, with the kids.
Do we follow?
No.
She might lead us to him.
She's taken a taxi, not using her own car. That's someone who's running away from him, not running towards him.
Not long after my wife left, I drove back home. I walked into the house, but I couldn't find them. I opened the safe, and there was very little money left. At that moment, I finally understood. But right now, what mattered wasn't the money. It was how to survive. Because Bianca and her partner had climbed over the wall into the yard. As soon as they entered the house, they ran into my brother-in-law. The moment the gunshot rang out, I realized something was wrong. I immediately cut the power, closed the hidden door, and hid in the secret room. Through the darkness, I watched the movements outside. Bianca never expected that I was hiding right in front of her. Through the wall, our eyes met. A few seconds later, she turned and left the room, but I already knew her location. As soon as she went downstairs, I began my counterattack. They fired, but her partner took the bullet for her. Bianca completely lost control. She raised her assault rifle and began to fire wildly. She only realized I had disappeared after her magazine was empty. The whole villa was left with only her. The air was unusually quiet, and her breathing grew heavier. She nervously kept talking, trying to force me to reveal myself.
Why do you do it, Duggan?
Why do you?
Because I like to win.
So do I.
But she didn't know that I had already circled to the other side. By the time she realized, it was too late. The two people who knew me the best were both dead. The crisis was over. I called my wife, but she was already on her way to the airport. She'd even thrown her phone into the trash.
Please don't do this. I'll find you. I will come and I will find you.